We're back with Ryan Herpin, whose work centered around helping people succeed without losing themselves in the process. The next segment is all about identity. When your worth gets tangled up in your work and you forget who you are outside of your achievement, let's explore the power of rediscovering self beyond the hustle and bustle. The problem facing many in the audience is attaching their identity to what and who they are. It often feels like they've lost who they are outside of their responsibilities. Ryan, why do you think so many people struggle to separate who they are from what they do or what they produce?
It's a good question, and I know a lot of people struggle with this, and I can sum it up very, very easily. Lack of purpose. When we lack a purpose, we don't see it clearly, we don't understand it, or we get sidetracked, we very quickly identify ourselves with what we do. We very quickly, the things we do, the person we are in the day-to-day becomes the identity that we have rather than the person that is striving for X, Y, Z. So, great example. As I ran a big company once upon a time, my identity very much became the leader of that company. I started to rule with an iron fist out of fear sometimes, and it's because I was lacking my purpose. I was lacking understanding why I was doing this in the first place, what my goals really were, and I just got caught up in the day-to-day hustle of it all. And once I took a step back and realized I'm not being the man I wanted to be, I found my purpose again, and I started moving differently. It's easy to identify with what you do on a day-to-day and just that's who you are if your purpose is not relevant in your mind. You got to remember why you're doing this, because that's who you are, the person who does it for this reason.
Yes. What is that book? The Power of Why? Is it The Power of Why by Simon Sinek?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, I read that.
Powerful book.
Oh, yes. In your coaching and consulting, how do you help leaders reconnect with their personal mission, not just the job title?
First and foremost, you got to ask the right questions. Here's something funny that I've learned over the years. The solution, the answer, is not down at Walmart. You don't drive down to Walmart and pick it up. You have all the answers. You have all the solutions. You just haven't been asked enough questions. You haven't been asked enough reasons why. So when it boils down to trying to get somebody to get back in that position of operating out of purpose, an identity in purpose, you just got to ask enough reasons of why are you doing this? Why are you like this? Why do you feel this way? Why do you think this is? And eventually you get down to the root cause of what is distracting them from who they wanted to be in the first place. And honestly, it is a very liberating experience to go through with people, because it also reminds me in that moment of why I do what I do. Because when they are reunited with their purpose, my fire grows every single time. So it's just a matter of, you need to ask yourself the right questions too. I'm a big advocate for looking myself in the mirror and being real, even when it sucks. I have to tell myself the truth, and I put on my mirror, at least I did for a very long time. My wife didn't like it all the time because sometimes it annoyed her. All the things I wasn't doing, and then all my I am statements. I put those on my mirror, so my mirror became a battleground. So every day I had to face the facts. I had to look myself in the eye and face reality. And then I asked myself, why am I not this guy right now? And it helped me stay in alignment. It helped me keep moving in purpose. My identity was who I say I am, not what I do.
Yes, and I'm big on identity as well. When I retired from the military, took that transition to the civilian world, I was like, holy cow, who am I? What do I, for 23 years, it was just eat, breathe, sleep, the military, right? So when I took the uniform, I didn't know who Tomeka really was, right? So I had to find my identity, right? Or refine my identity.
Yeah, which I can't even imagine.
Right.
I've met several that had a very similar story and a problem there, and that seems like it could be difficult. What was it for you that kind of led you back into who you are?
It was, for me, my defining moment was retiring and trying to figure that piece out. But because before the military, I was a broken young woman, right? So when I joined the military, retired, I'm like, okay, who am I? What do I want in life? What is my passion? What is my purpose? I know, just like you, service is in my DNA, right? Hence why I joined the military, hence why I'm a nurse, and hence why I coach women. But, right, I wanted more, right?
Yeah, the purpose was bigger.
It was bigger. So that's kind of what led me on my identity path to say, like you, I am who I say I am.
And it was being met with that big speed bump that almost looked impossible to go over.
Yes.
But you found it, and here we are.
Yes, here we are, Ryan. Awesome. How can women and men uncover or start uncovering who they are when they're not doing for others? So how can women and men uncover who they are when they're not doing for others?
So this was actually a tough one for me to think about for a long time, and I'm still always trying to figure it out because my identity very much has become serving others.
Gotcha.
So with that being the case, it's those moments of reflection in the mirror when I have to face me.
Right. That's good stuff. Good stuff. So how do you guide someone to live from purpose instead of pressure? Because every day-to-day hustle, right? The hustle, the grinding, right?
Oh yeah, it carries a lot of weight.
Right.
It carries a lot of weight when you're trapped in that. But to live with purpose is to live with the knowing that it's all going to work out. I call it faith, right? We talk about faith, and you and I also have faith in a lot of different things. Here's how I define faith, and this might be a little bit different than most. Acting in the belief of a warranty, guarantee, or promise.
Can you say that again?
Faith is acting in the belief of a warranty, guarantee, or promise. And my faith is in what God has called me to be. The identity that was spoken over me, that I have heard, I have seen, and I have understood. Therefore, I now speak that identity over me so I can stay in alignment with my faith. And now that I believe that, I act in accordance with who it is I believe I was called to become.
So that's that divine alignment.
100%.
Oh, I love it.
100%.
I love it. So on Flawless Conversations, we have a flawless nugget and a flawless fact. So Ryan, can you give the audience a flawless fact? Something about you. It could be fun, interesting. It could be, I don't know, your favorite book, but a flawless fact about you.
A fun, flawless fact about me, something that might be very interesting to most, is I taught myself everything I know. I did not have a college education, went through trade school. I had this belief of there's nothing I can't do if I decide I want to do it. Up against many others that have big degrees, a lot of experience, I had the mentality of no one will ever outwork me. So I don't have a formal collegiate education. I have a trial by fire education.
That's powerful.
So that's a fun fact about me. I learned how to be a very fast learner.
So that experience, right? Full experience. I love it. Ryan, this was deeply personal and needed conversation. Definitely needed conversation. For anyone ready to rediscover who they are outside of the hustle culture, where can they find more of Ryan?
Easy. I have my website, I have a LinkedIn, my email is readily available there. There's phone numbers you can get a hold of me from. There's plenty of ways to reach out to me. It might go through my team first, but it will always end up with me. So any way you want to reach out is a good way, and I'm always open to conversations.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
That's okay. Just pick up right here.
Okay.
And go with an outro.
So, I don't know. So stay tuned for Flawless Conversations with more of Ryan Herin.